Alright boys, we're gonna begin. Okay, so the first map is gonna be... Let me go to the map generator from Snark. Pirate Bay. Oh, thanks boys. God damn it, has subbed as well. And we've kicked off the hype train. Stagers, Frank.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
No
Money
way.
talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar.
John with the 100 biddies, thanks a lot, bro. Level 2 hype train. Ooh.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Vodasaur gifting again to Rick. Thanks a lot. Alright, here we go, boys. Game number 1 on the way.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar.
GZ with the donation. Thanks a lot, bro. Let's see. So we have Andy to the right and we have Frank to the left. Let's see. I need to get my Streamlabs. So it is Iraq versus Korea. Andy playing Korea and Frank going as Iraq. These airports are OP. Will we see a quick attack on these airports? Andy is a little late with his NG to his airport. Both players respecting the no NG eat for their own tech. They're not gonna switch factions. I think so. 2 Grizzlies out, 2 Rhinos out. Andy with a forward ore refinery to get these gems in the mid as well. He's not gonna get the airport in time. Gonna pinch these Grizzlies. Is Andy gonna get... Nope. Doesn't get the miner. He's going after the power. Grizzly's coming in through mid. Five rhinos versus 6 grizzlies. 6 rhinos. Gonna be a base trade, boys. This game is gonna end real soon. AFC is taken out. Drones coming in, doesn't look good for Andy. We'll get the war fact, but all of his grizzlies are droned. And it's over. Game 1 goes to Frank. And we've got the next map coming in. It will be South Pacific. And this is not, I don't believe this is a naval map. Game number 2. We got Frank top left. We have Andy bottom right. Meanwhile, the hype train is completed. Thanks a lot, boys. Coda Soar, John, and I might have missed, let's see. God damn it, boys. And Legend. Thanks a lot for the subs and bits, boys. So Andy does have the favorable position on South Pacific, bottom right. He can stretch to the middle much easier than top left. Both players getting their airport at the same time. There you have it, the forward war factory stretching to the mid. Drone out for Frank. Andy with 1 miner on the gems. Second miner going to the mid gems. He did get the terror drone with the Black Eagle. What's he gonna head for? Going for the airport. Oh, the Eagle double hits. That was lucky, or was it skill? And he was able to take out the airport. Barrel drop from Frank. He's gonna get that oil. Is it? Doesn't get the oil. It's 1 HP. Black cannon out from Frank. Oh, this miner is gonna get picked off. Easy. And 2 Terrajos coming in. Will they get anything? 1. Grizzly gets drove. Second war factory from Frank. And he has 4 Black Eagles. A lot of terror drones from Frank. He is long distance mining. And spamming out those NGs. What's he going for? Is he going for the oil? Or is it just to counter those terror drones? Frank sells MCV. Going Jalad. Scotty is going in. Gets 1 war factory cell. Is he gonna sacrifice? And here comes the Black Eagles to take care of that last war refinery as well. Well, what does Andy have to defend against these rhinos coming in? 1 prism tower. And Frank calls GG.
Player defeated.
It is 1-1 for Andy. Indeed, no anti-air. And Frank was low power, so he had nothing against those Black Eagles or an aircraft carrier if it came out with that naval yard. So we have a tight series, and the next map will be Reaching the Peak of Perfection. Game number 3 on the way, boys. The series is tied 1-1. And it's a best out of 19 series. Frank as Soviet spawns to the right. We have Andy spawning to the left as Korea. We've seen this map in the previous series as well. Legend versus Gene. Gene going France. But these players have made an arrangement. Andy will only go Korea and Frank will go only Iraq. Forward war factory from Andy. And Frank just a few seconds behind. Places his war factory here, then he can build a second ore refinery down the cliff. Both players going 1 miner. Here's the ref. So Frank on 3 miners, Andy is on 4 miners. 4 miners for Frank as well. So they're about even. Reaching the peak of perfection map, Risto. Definitely a nice map. 5 miners for Frank. And Andy is on 4. AFC out. Next miner for Frank. Nice flag cannon by Frank there. Takes the Black Eagle to 1 HP. And he getting these middle gems as well. Second war factory from Frank. Third war factory from Frank, I'm sorry. Didn't see that. And you're still on 1 war factory, 2 eagles. Fixing off in the mid. So Andy used those eagles to target 1 eagle per tank instead of going 2 eagles to get a tank kill, so you're just damaging the tanks instead of killing them. And he tacked up. For the power. Prison tower out. Rhinos going in on the miners from Andy and Andy going in. Is it a base trade? 1 war factory down. Desolators are out. 2 war factories down. Here come the Rhinos in Andy's base. MCV cell. We're gonna take it, boys. Looks good for Frank. Andy retreating. Is that the wise choice? Surely he cannot take all these rhinos on. He does have a war factory. Frank spamming out those desos. Frank goes in, and this is gonna be a GG, boys. And Frank takes it 2-1. And the next map will be Yellowstone. Well, that's one way of going against Korea. Going multiple war factories. I believe at one point Frank had 4 war factories, just spamming those rhinos and overwhelming Andy. Game number 4 underway. Yellowstone. So we have Frank at the bottom right and we have Andy at the top left. So what will we see here, boys? They will both build up the airport to get the gems. These gems are a little bit farther away from these gems from this airport. Only thing is, Frank should get rid of this tree before he places a ore refinery down here. And which faction does this map favor? We've seen both Allies and Soviet winning on this map. I'm not sure which faction is OP on this map, but we will see between these two players who plays their faction the best. And leaving the NG behind. But there's an NG IFV right there. What's he going for? Will he go? Oh. I'm not sure if Andy knows that he cannot capture the war factory. Going for the... Gets the airport. And places a pillbox on the top. That's correct, Valve. The players agreed. Andy will only play Korea and Frank will only play Iraq in this best of 19 series. Frank opts to destroy the airport instead of taking it back. No AFC yet from Andy. He's gonna drop his Sparrow Jump on top of this building? Don't understand that. Okay. 7 rhinos for Frank. Andy is on 4 Grizzlies, no AFC, no Black Eagles yet. Spammed out the pillboxes. Gets the oil. Meanwhile, Andy is still trailing behind and the tank counts. While Frank is on 12 rhinos, Andy is only on 8 Grizzlies. Second war factory out from Andy, still no Black Eagles. Frank expanding his base to get these next gem patches. First eagle out for Andy. What else is going on the map? Not much. Frank is an allied player, yes. It's not doing too bad. Again, I think we're gonna see a base trade. Andy going for the War Factory and MCV. Who's gonna win it here, boys? I think again it looks favorable to Frank. 4 buildings left for Andy. Andy needs to group up or something. 3 buildings left from Andy. The Rocketeers come in. Ooh, where's Andy's last building? This MCV is top right. But Frank has enough to take it out. More than enough. Yeah, Frank still has 2 buildings standing and Andy's MCV is unprotected. Frank takes game 4. Divide and conquer. Oh shit. Alright boys, here we go. Game number 5 on Divide and Conquer. So you have Andy on the top right and Frank bottom left. This map favors Soviet a lot. So let's see what Andy is able to do with his Korea. He is trailing 3-1. And we know Frank is an Allied player. He's not used to playing Soviets, and he's always said that Soviet is OP. But he just loves playing Allied and proving people wrong of his own statement. So the last 2 games we see that Andy took the base trade option, or he accepted it, and both games he lost in the base trade. And he loves the base trade. He always takes the base trade, but is that smart to do as an Allied player? God damn it, boys. Great comments right there. The bridge was out. Well, that's a Dutch saying, I think. The bridge was open. Black Eagles to kill the poor little doggies. They need to get the experience somewhere, right? And he is on 7 miners. So is Frank. And here comes the Black Eagle. This game, we do have early Black Eagles from Andy. And that's an easy Rhino snipe right there. Battle that out for Andy. Three war factories out from Frank on 7 miners, stretching to the top ore patch, or this patch right here. Spy? I think that's a spy. Definitely a spy. Yep, that's a spy. And that Joe should get that spy easy. Yep. Frank have a cannon ready, he does! Does not get an eagle though, but nice damage. 4th war factory from Frank, Andy is on 2 and 4 black eagles. Does he opt to go for a second AFC like we did Woody do? Woody do, yep. Tanya! This is RA2, so the Tanya cannot C4 the vehicles, but might be able to do some damage. 1 eagle goes down. And here comes the Tanya. That's 1 war factory cell. Second war factory cell. Nope, that one gets blown up. Meanwhile, Frank is going in. Tanya gets killed. A lot of mirages out from Andy. Just picking them off. Sentry out, miner goes down. Is down on 1 war factory. Meanwhile, he has four grizzlies in Andy's base. And Frank is on 2 miners at the moment. Here you go, boys. Frank is going for a base trade. He is going to split up. He's going to need to defend his base. He's not producing anything. He can't produce anything. Frank is coming back to defend his base. Gets the MCV cell. Elite. Is it gonna survive? It survives! But I think it's a little bit too late. And he takes game 5, brings the score to 3-2. Right, might have wanted to go with a Dessa right there. Or just keep on base trading maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. A Dessa would have worked as well. So boys, game number 6 on the way. Next map will be Malibu Cliffs. Game number 6, Malibu Cliffs. Andy spawns top right. Frank bottom left. So a lot of people talking about this map, how top right is a better spawn position just because you can keep on moving your MCV one direction to get these next gem and ore patches, while when you spawn on the left side, you'll have to go move your MCV towards here to get these gems and then move all the way top left. So you have to move your MCV much further. So for the right side it's easier. At least that's what I've been told, and I agree. So when will they move their MCV? Right after the War Factory? Yes, that's what Frank does. Andy is staying. And the drone is coming. That will make it a bit harder for Andy to move his MCV. Ooh, gets a little bit of damage there to 1 HP. Gets the Grizzly. And Andy moves his MCV now that the drone is gone. After a second ore refinery. Grizzly coming down. 2 on the left. First rhino out for Frank. Lab out for Andy. First eagle out. And you've heard it, boys. Tanya again. Let's see. Frank has 5 miners versus Andy's also 5. They both have 5 miners. Frank is on double War Factory, and here comes the Tanya. Gets run over. And he takes out the barracks. Dual War Factory still from Frank. 1 for Andy. Andy is stacked up with 4 Black Eagles as well. Frank is playing Soviet. These boys are playing a best of the 19 series. Andy will only go Korea, and Frank will only go Iraq. We'll get the MCV cell from Andy. This looks like a GG. Now goes for the battle out. And Andy quits. It is 4-2. Game number 7, boys. Next map will be Divide Freezes Over.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar.
Niet van toepassing. Thank you. Dank u wel voor de biddies. Game number 7. Frank is leading the series 4-2.
Tech building captured.
Frank spawns top right and the bottom left. So the oils are pre-captured. Interesting that Frank is building his second war in his main base instead of expanding. And his AFC is out. 5 minus for Frank. 3, 5 for Andy. Second war factory out for Frank. Two eagles are out. Black cannon. Ooh. The damage on those eagles. Double AFC for Andy. And still no expansion for Frank. He does have 3 war factories. And he's aiming for that expansion at bottom right. Here comes the eagles. Takes out 1 rhino. Does Andy have to prevent this prison tower? Frank will take out that oil and the power plant, and he's low power. Frank successfully preventing Andy from building in his expansion bottom right. Or refinery, top left. And Andy has 8 Black Eagles. And he is on 10 miners, I believe. 3, 6, here. Mirage is out for Andy. One miner goes down. I don't like that DC from Andy though. Another prism from Andy. Mirage is coming out. And those eagles took out the oil and expansion also from Frank. Frank on 5 war factories. Yeah, what are those eagles going for? Accuracy is high. You might want to snipe the MCV. Gets the MCV. Interesting exchange here. Oof. And he has 3 miners remaining. Frank's got the eco. But Andy has the Eagles. And he might want to take out these war factories one by one. He's going for the power. Third AFC for Andy. Bringing a lot of rhinos and connies as well. And for the power. Production's gonna be really low for Frank. Does he have enough? Frank takes it, boys. The eco helped him out. The next map, boys, will be Montana. Best of the 19 series, boys, and this is gonna be game number 9, and the map is Lakeside. Let me just let's see the map first. I'm not sure. It's gonna be Lakeside. Players are ready. Game number 9. Here we go. Andy, bottom right. Frank, top left.
This is the future. This is the future.
And he's moving his MCV right after the War Factory. The dog is being annoying. The dog is being really annoying. Really annoying by Frank. And he gets his MCV deployed. Jerome was coming in. Frank is playing mind games. And he sells MCV. Going all in here. Connie's coming in from Frank. Get some drone in. Nice value there. Is he gonna go for the MCV? He can't capture it.
A new follower.
Cloud, thanks for the follow, bro. So what can Andy do is Angie cannot get into the MCV, not that it mattered, it got snapped by the miner. Going for the power. Interesting choice by Andy for going for the power instead of picking off those rhinos. Andy picking off a miner before pulling out. Here we go, Frank with a split. This is a GG, boys. There's no way Andy will win this base race. Oh, alting! Not alting. Frank coming back. And that's a GG.
Player defeated.
Frank passes the halfway mark, takes the game, and the series is 6-3 in this best of the 19. Josh.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Oh, Josh. I like your map, boy. I like it. Coldest Peak is gonna be the next map. So Frank passed the halfway mark. He's on 6. Has started 19, first to 10. We are on Coldest Peak, game number 10. Here we go, boys. Did Andy say GG? No. Andy spawns at the bottom, and we got Frank at the top. Best of the 19 series. Andy will only play Korea, and Frank will only play Iraq. Frank is leading 6-3. Well, boys, while this game is starting up, I wanted to discuss something with you. I'm trying, thanks with the suggestion from Zane, I'm trying to get my hands on that sort of plug-in to automatically count the miners, the rhinos, the grizzlies, the war factory and stuff to show on stream while observing the matches. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it working though. I think it's programmed only for the Chinese clients. But what I might be able to do is to have a plugin or a program that can count units on the screen. So it can detect whether a miner, how many miners it can find on the stream and everything. But that's something I'm trying to develop and see if I can get that working. But it's not going to be accurate. Only what I show on my screen is going to count. But that's a project that's ongoing at the moment. But meanwhile, as the game is going along, we have Frank on 4 miners, Andy on 4 miners before moving his MCV. And the first eagle is out from Andy. All of a sudden, Frank is on 6 miners. Andy's still on 4. Second eagle out for Andy. Yeah, goddammit, boys. I might try to check with Berg also if that's possible. I've been looking in the game folder and everything if a file keeps updating during the game, but I couldn't find anything. Now, I don't know the percentage of what the hit and miss rate is when shooting up a cliff, but I know it's really low. And you cannot watch replays or spectate if you're not in the lobby. But that's something that they do have, I believe, in StarCraft and maybe Red Alert remasters, but not in this one yet. So we do see the drones. They took out a Black Eagle as well. Nice, goddammit, boys. I'm gonna check with Bird maybe. I think that would help out a lot if we have an automatic unit counter. It will make my job easier. Not that I do much, but still. Frank on 3 war factories. Let's see, 2, 6, 8, 10 miners? No, 8 miners. I'm sorry. So he can definitely sustain that. Andy tacked up. Black cannon out. Gets 1 Black Eagle. Tanya. We knew that was coming. While Frank is bringing his army to the bottom right expansion. Let's get some miner there. What's the Tanya going for? Gets the war factory cell. Gets 1 war factory down. Meanwhile, Frank is going in. The Tanya goes down. How can Frank get down here? Where is Andy going? That's the battle lab. Ooh, 3 prisms in the bottom right expansion. Frank does not get the AFC and gets almost all his tanks destroyed in the... Frank survives, but for how long? And he has 2, 5, 10 miners. Ooh, Elite Mirage. 3 war factories from Frank. We MCV. Prison power goes up, but Andy's gonna get this MCV. Gets it. Puts down the Ori friend before it goes down though. Andy is on 3 war factories, battle lab. Frank is on 4 war factories. And the Tanya again. Nesso's out for Frank. Frank is gonna chase down these mirages. Meanwhile, Tanya is doing work, getting one war factory and a war factory cell. Gets two war factories. Oof. Yeah, why not tech up? We haven't seen a super weapon the entire series. Frank is reduced to one war factory while Andy still has three. The eco is good for both players. I missed. Yep, Andy's taking care of those Dessos as well, and another tire comes out. Oh! That is true. Mirages cost 1,000 a pop, while the Rhinos, I believe, are 800. They are extremely weak against a Deso bomb, though. A Deso bomb could destroy an entire army of Mirage tanks. Eagles again. Tanya's still lurking around. And he's going to the war factory again, gets the cell. For the ore refineries. Gets both of them. Power plant. Intense battle here, boys. Frank still has his MCV though. Reduced again to one war factory. From Andy. Oof. Almost runs into those Mirage tanks. That's a bomb, doesn't work out. And the Rhinos get cleaned up, and Frank calls GG. And he takes it. What a battle. 12 minutes. GG. And he brings the score to 6-4. And the next map, boys, will be the path more traveled.
A new
by.
follower.
Miles Logan, thanks for the follow. Game number 11 in this Best of the 19 series coming up, boys. The path more traveled by. Frank spawns on the left, Andy on the right. Oh yeah, boys. Thanks for your feedback on the project that I'm trying to get the unit counter for the observers. So I'm gonna check with Burke as well. Maybe there's something possible that I don't have to do all too much to get it sorted out. It just looks very nice on the Chinese streams. So if I can get my hands on it, it would be really sweet. So Frank is a little late capturing this bottom oil. And the first eagle is out. Wanted to snipe that NG, but it wasn't allowed. If Andy had gotten that NG, we would have had to rematch. Frank needs to watch out here. So the rules are that players are allowed to take their tech, so their oils, airport, without their NG being killed. If that happens, oh, Andy almost does it. Then it would have been a rematch. I'm going to remind Andy in the next game. I'm not going to do it during the game. But if he had gotten that NG kill, this would have been replayed. They had to do a rematch. It's not allowed. Forward, second war factory out for Frank. Really want to get the center. Really want to dominate the center. A third war factory out from Frank. Flags getting cleared up. Using the dogs as fodder from the prism. It's not getting the airport. And Andy's picking off these rhinos. Double prison tower. And coming in. Frank is knocking at the door. He can continue. He can continue this push. And he is low power as well. He's gonna get the top oil derrick as well. I go for the battle lab. Taya comes out. It's gonna be in time though. Elite for Frank. This doesn't look good for Andy. Black Eagles go down. Tanya will come in. And Frank has enough at home to defend that Tanya as well. And he quits, and it brings the score up to 7-4. Sup by Crush, welcome back to the stream. So the next map is gonna be Lake Island. And we have the creator playing. And he says, oof, this shit map. But Frank is the creator of this map, together with Snark. So it's 7-4 in this best of the 19 series. RA2 Armageddon edit. And it's Andy going only Korea. And it's Frank going only Iraq. 3 more games for Frank to win the series, first to 10. And this map, Lake Island, the creator is playing. Trailblazer, how you doing, bro? Welcome back to the stream as well. This is not regular RA2, this is the Armageddon edit. So that's why the Black Eagles have been buffed as well. So they have a much higher accuracy. Furthermore, NGs cannot capture the MCV nor the War Factory. Let's see, what else do we have? The build speed of the Allied power plant, I believe, has been increased so that Allied and Soviet will go head to head. So the Soviets will not have a 1 second advantage or something like that. Yeah, GIs do more damage as well. Yeah, correct. That's right. Belf knows all about this mod, this edit. Thanks a lot, Belf. Andy moving his MCV after the second ref. The creator does not. Gonna get these gems as well. Frank is stretching down to get these. The ore patch right there. And he is still not moving his MCV. So Andy might have a bit of an advantage going for the gems early. And there's the AFC. Second War Factory out for Frank, and he's still not moving his MCV. Battle lap out for Andy. Third War Factory out. Flak cannon. And he's striking again to the next gem patch. Frank is gonna stretch down to these gems. So what I've noticed from Andy's playstyle with Korea, opposed to Woody or Frank's own Korea, is that Andy would rather deal damage to these things instead of killing them with 2 Black Eagles. Not sure if that's working. He is down 7-4. These rhinos are being chased. A prison tower from Andy. Still no ore refinery here from Frank. radar either, so no Desos yet from Frank to counter these mirages. Andy is on 3 war as well. No, it's not 95% El Momania, especially when units are moving. Black Eagles tend to miss a lot. And in the Armageddon edit, even if the units are moving, the Black Eagle will hit almost 99% of the time. Frank puts his refinery here, but his miner is now being moved as well. Okay. Prism Tower. Fourth War Factory out from Andy. Frank does get 1 miner. Getting out of position. What else is going on? Ooh, and he tried to sneak in spy. I believe he didn't succeed. I missed that. More factories out for Andy. Frank is still on 3. Here comes the Desos, but no Deso bomb, just the Desos. And he got 1 miner. And here comes the Deso. Ooh. And he's able to escape. Later, deploy. And he is gonna snipe down the MCV. It's able to defend barely, but meanwhile, and he is taking out 3 miners at the bottom. Frank has a lot of veterans though. And Andy again goes for the power. So Frank is left with no miners. So he is gonna go broke. And Andy has a decent sized army. Well, a large army. Base defenses, still has his MCV4 war factories. This should be GG for Andy, you would think. Desos. Andy taking care of those Desos. So the Mirages are free to roam. Meanwhile, back in Frank's base, he's selling almost everything. He's going broke. But it's not gonna be enough. Oh, the Desos come in. And again, those Eagles doing work on those Desos. And this is it, boys. This is gonna be a GG.
Player defeated.
But it's not gonna be enough. Oh, the Desos come in. And again, those Eagles doing work on those Desos. And this is it, boys. This is gonna be a GG. So the creator loses on his own map. Lake Island, I'm sorry, my bad. And the next map will be Dry Heat. Game number 13 of this best out of 19, and Doofus, Path is in the house. Good morning, Path. How are you doing, bro? Welcome back to the stream. How did you sleep, bro? In this series, bro, is around this map. Frank spawns at the top, Andy spawns at the bottom, and on the Armageddon added, you can see that there are 2 oils each, and that is instead of the power plants that you would find on the sides of the map. And the reason for that, I believe, is that usually in the RA2 version of the game, the tech power plant does not exist. So instead of the tech power plant, each player gets some extra oil. So we see a lot of GIs from Andy. Early radar from Frank. So Adesso is coming. There it is. Deploy. Oh, doesn't get it. But all the GIs are in a line, so not much damage there. They got run over pretty quickly. And that's $2,000 down the drain, boys. And Andy sold his MCV. That's right, Sean. Yep, you saw that correctly. Well, when you go 10 GIs in the early game, you will go broke. He is on one miner, 3 eagles. Can Frank hold on? Yo, Jeffrey, how you doing, bro? So, in this Best of the 19 series, Jeffrey, Frank is forced to play Iraq against Andy's Korea. So that's the entire series. Correct, as Bob said. So Andy is holding on. However, Frank has 2 miners. His MCV. And Frank can just hold on. He goes in for 1 miner, the 3rd miner. Is he gonna get it? He's gonna get it. The father is in as well. Here we go, we have an engage going on. Frank's Rhino's doing work. Frank sells MCV for that extra cash flow, but he should have this. And he does. And now Andy's base is wide open. AFC goes down. And more rhinos are coming in. This is GG. Here we go, we have an engage going on. Frank's Rhino's doing work. Frank sells MCV for that extra cash flow, but he should have this. And he does. Father is in as well. Frank takes it 8-5. 2 games away from winning the series. Recon will be the next map. Game number 14 on the way. Frank is leading the score 8-5 versus Andy. 2 games away of winning the series. We have Frank bottom right and Andy top left. Frank is an allied player, that's for sure, but he's an allied player that says that Soviet is OP. Yep, that's correct as well. And he is proving it. That his Soviet is better than Andy's career up until now. It is 8-5.
A new follower.
VW, thanks for the follow. So both players moving their MCV after the War Factory. Yeah, that's a good suggestion for the next series, Sean. Of course, yeah. And the drone coming in, and he's gonna be able to deploy before the drone comes in. Well, that NG is pointing towards the MCV, but that's not gonna work in this mod. That's not gonna work. And the drone will get the NGIFV. And he misses. So he gets the crispy drone as well. Another drone, but it's waypointing the wrong way. It's going all the way to the top while Andy gets the miner. And Frank is broke. And Andy will take this win eventually. Oh. They have an oil though. Yep. Frank calls GG.
Player defeated.
Yep, that was a quick 3-minute match. And he brings the score to 8-6. Yeah, those drones were waypointing way out of the main base. Unfortunate. Game number 15 coming up, boys. Tour of Egypt. Tour of Egypt, Frank top left. And we have Andy bottom right. I know, Jeffrey. Well, it's not been a long stream. It surely feels like a long stream. Been live for... No, my stream crashed. So we're online about 4 hours, I think. AFC out for Andy. And Andy's gonna move his MCV to the left. Interesting. and aggressive. Ooh, trying to get that eagle drone. And he's still one eagle. With 3 shots on the MCV, gets the MCV cell and the ore refinery cell. And he is on 2 miners where Frank is on 4. Let's see. 9 rhinos versus 9 grizzlies. 10 rhinos. It looks pretty good for Frank. And Andy, ooh, 1 HP Black Eagle. Bike rush.
Player defeated.
And he quits. Yep, there was no winning that, that's for sure. And Frank is on match point. 9-6. And the next map will be City Under Siege. Will this be the last match of the series? Or will Andy make a comeback, boys? City on the siege, Frank on the left, Andy on the right. Let's get it. No worries, Papa. It's first to 10, best of 19. Frank's Korea did beat Woody on this map. And that was a fun match also. One of my favorite matches was City on the Siege, Frank versus Woody, so I might upload it separately as well. Three Eagles out, going for the barracks. For the power, barracks. Frank puts down the flag just before the barracks goes down, so otherwise he would have lost that. Double AFC from Andy. Gets the ore refinery. Oh. Refinery is back up for Frank. Andy doesn't have any tanks, not even a war factory. Oh, it misses! Oh, he shoots too early! Oh, wow! If he had waited one more second, that would have been an MCV snipe for sure. All 8 missed. And that might cost him the game. Wow, that one move with the 8 Black Eagles brought the percentage down to 50%, boys. 99% versus 0%. That's a minor snipe for 1 Eagle. Yeah, I think the Eagles missed purely because the MCV undeployed. In that split second, the Eagles missed. Otherwise, they would have definitely got the MCV. Eagles not doing enough to get rid of those rhinos, and he is still out tanked and will lose his MCV. So he opts for a base trade. He's going for the miners. And he's not gonna... Ooh, he gets one, but that's a horrible trade. Here comes the rhinos. Mirages are out. One eagle goes down. 2. Andy be able to hold off. He survives for now. Second war factory out for Frank. Back. All of a sudden. And he survives again. Rushes are coming in. Eagles are ready. He's got 2 veteran eagles. Second war factory goes down. No Dessos out yet from Frank. Frank, there's the radar. So the Dessos are coming. Going for the power again. No, goes for the... Loses 1 veteran eagle. Here comes the Dessos. He gets 2 miners. MCV gets sniped. And another 2 miners go down as well. The Desolators are coming in. Frank needs to corner these mirages in. He can do it. Deploy. There goes. All the mirages go down. Still a lot of mirages back in base. And Frank calls GG. I believe he had it in the beginning. Frank had the game in the beginning. 9-7, boys. And he is still surviving. It's 9-7, and the next map will be Country Swing. So it's still match point for Frank. It's match point number 2. The score is 9-7. This is the 17th game On Country Swing, Frank top and Andy is at the bottom on the map and in the scores. Let's see what's gonna happen here. I know, right? My neck is stiff, ball. This is a long series, but an exciting series, so I'm glad and I am honored to stream this. Some random lag spikes. Okay. Charles William. After this series, I will be heading off. I need to get to bed. Tomorrow, I am having a long weekend and I'm going to Switzerland on holiday for a couple of days. So I need to get my rest, and tomorrow at noonish we're gonna drive to Switzerland. So this weekend I'm not gonna stream unfortunately, but I'll be back next week. Thanks, bro. Let's see. So 5 minus for Frank versus the 6 minus from Andy at the moment. No AFC out yet. And there's the 7 minus from Frank. Andy's sticking to 6. Grizzlies out. AFC out. Eagles are out. Four Grizzlies and a Terra drone versus 4 Rhinos, my bad. 5 Rhinos at the moment. Andy is threatening going left. Frank is coming down the middle, and a Tanya is out, an RA2 Tanya. Andy is going up to the miners. He will get at least one. Let's follow this Tanya. Oh, wow. Leg. And Andy will sacrifice for this miner. Gets 2 miners from Frank. Tanya doesn't get anything yet. Tower out, Prism and Mirage tanks. And the Tanya is still lurking around. Go in. One war factory. Sell. Meanwhile, Andy has to defend as well. Tanya finally dies and leaves Frank with only 1 war factory, while Andy puts down his second. has 2 AFK miners as well. Wow, what was that? Double shot like crazy. Still 2 AFK miners and Frank doesn't see it. And he's sacrificing again for the miners. What's going on, boys? 3 AFK miners. Still 2 AFK miners. Frank is broke because of it. And he's just driving past these Mirage tanks. This doesn't look good for Frank, boys. No, this doesn't look good at all. I believe Frank has given up this match at least. Frank calls GG. It's 9-8. Just double check on which. Yeah, they've been AFK for a couple of minutes there by Crush. Unbelievable. So, game number 18, and the map will be Caverns. Game number 18, it's still match point for Frank. Spawning at top right is Frank, and Andy is bottom left. Getting real excited, boys. Will we see a game 19 or will Frank end it here? AFC out from Andy. We're still going, Zane. Attack for Andy as well. And it's worth noticing as well, boys, in this entire series, we haven't had one super weapon. These lads are going at it without super weapons. Right, moving his MCV down there. You guys want me to keep the stream going? Oh my god, boys. Sells it. No pre-promotions for Andy. The Tanya comes out. While the Tanya goes through the right, if I can click it. Frank is coming down. The MCV gets the MCV. Frank, what is going on, Frank? What are you up to, my boy? That's the second war factory as well, so Frank is down to one war factory. Is unable to win this, boys. It's gonna come down to a 19th game, the final game. And Andy going for the power as usual. Andy is sitting on $11,000. But Frank did get his war factory, so he's not producing. There's the war factory, and Frank comes in. Does he have enough? Come down to the war factory, bro. Catch them if you sell. Frank might have this. Gets the war factory. Oh my god, boys. Frank still has this. And he uses all of his Black Eagles to get that one plaque. Nope. Friend calls GG's.
Player defeated.
But it's not GG's yet. It's 9-9. Final match will be on Pacific Heights. Let me. Oh, Balth, you still here, bro? Yo, Balth, do you remember if Pacific Heights is glitched? See, I did mention it. Right. So whether it's glitched or not, it will be vetoed anyways. So the new map will be Bull Run. Game number 19, boys. It comes down to the wire. Bull Ron, Frank at the top, Andy at the bottom. The last match of the series, it came down to the 19th match point in this best of the 19 series. Andy only going as Iraq, and Frank only going, oh, Andy only going as Korea, my bad, and Frank only going as Iraq. So let's see how these players will build. Does Andy put his pro refinery right there? Yes, he does. Black Eagles out for Andy. Three Rhinos versus 4 Grizzlies, and Frank as the father. He's going. Thanks the place, and he goes in. Going for the MCV again, and he's going for the MCV, or for the airport. Just driving by. This gives Frank the advantage, doesn't it? Frank has more tanks, and he has the Eagles. Frank is winning the battle. Battle that out for Andy. These tanks are just passing through Andy's base with no... power. Second AFC out for Andy. No Dessos from Frank. Tank survives. The war ref. And Frank still has 3 war refineries. These wood miners, bro. See that? Look at this. This map is a bit glitched as well. What the fuck was that? Okay, that's a glitch right there, boys. That's the airport as well. Jesus, miners. Can drive on water. Pip of the week, that's right. So. Here are the Dessos, boys. What is Andy going for? Is he going for the MCV? Going for all those flag tracks? Atmosphere, first super weapon in the series. That's from Andy. That's from Miner. Flag track with the Dessos in it. Prism's coming up from Andy for the chrono. Frank is gonna split. Chrono is ready. Get the airport. He's gonna stick here too long. Here goes the chrono. Frank gets the MCV cell. The rest survives. And these rhinos will get cleaned up. Frank go in now. Rush is coming from the back. And he calls GG's. Frank sent his tanks, but they're gonna be picked up one by one. Frank calls GG's.
Player
And it's
defeated.
over.